Hi everyone, so I want to talk about 1.9. So it's about solving equations by multiplying or dividing. So solving equations by multiplying or dividing, first of all, we want to talk about division property of equality. So previously we talked about addition property of equality, subtraction property of equality, and multiplication property of equality. So the word here is that we can divide both sides of equation by the same non-zero number and the statement will still be true. So numbers here are 4 times 3 equals to 12. So then for division property of equality, 4 times 3 equals to 12. I divided 12. If I divide it by 2 to the both sides, so then I'll end up with 12 divided by 2 equals to 12 divided by 2 equals to 6. So the whole equation is still legitimate and the same. So 12 divided by 2 equals to 6. So therefore, if two sides of the equation divided the same thing, then the equation is still the same. So algebraically, if x equals to y, and then x equals to y divided by z, and then z doesn't equals to 0. So x equals to y, now x divided by z and y divided by z, it will still be the same if my z does not equals to 0. Because divisor equals to 0, the equation is undefined. So in example 1, I want to solve the equation, so I want to isolate the variable. So then in this case, we want to divide the equation by divided by a both sides. So x equals to 32 divided by a, which is 4. So x equals to 4. Okay. For question B, negative 7y equals to negative 91. So now for the two side, I want to divide it by negative 7. And then in this case, y equals to negative 91 divided by negative 7 equals to 91 divided by 7. So 7, 21, 3. So this is 13. So y equals to 13. So secondly, I want to talk about the multiplication property of equality. And then for the words is that we can multiply both sides the same number and the equation will still be the same. So then for numbers, if I have 2 times 3 equals to 6, and then if I have 4 times 2 times 3, it will still equals to 4 times 6. In this case, now I have 4 times 8, 4 times 2, which is 8, 8 times 3, which is 24, and also 4 times 6 is also 24. So that is to say, if the two sides of the equal multiply by the same number, the equation will still be existing. Okay, algebraically, if I have x equals to y, I have z multiplied by x, it will still equal to z multiplies by y. And that's it. So in example 2, I want to solve the equation using multiplication. So now this is h. Okay, I want to isolate the equation. So I want to multiply by negative 3 to the both sides. So then I can cancel out negative 3. So that's the idea. So now I have h divided by negative 3 equals to 6. and then here times -3 to both sides. It ends up being able to divide both sides by -3, so h equals to -18.
Mommy, then why are you doing?
So Helene's band needs money to go to a national competition. So the band member have raised 720. So that's only 1/3. So how much amount they needed if we let the amount needed x and then 1/3 of the x equal to 720. So to find the x, I want to isolate x. So then therefore multiplies by 3 both sides. So x equals to mental math 21
No, don't stop.
6
Yeah, but
0.
don't. We're recording.
So the total amount that we need to raise is $2,100. So then I want to talk about variable term multiplication and subtraction. So here, this thing is what we say a variable term because this term has a variable. So this is what we say a variable term. And these two numbers are multiplying together. So these two numbers in between, there is nothing in between. This means multiplication.
Mommy, how do you do it? Mommy, how do you do it?
And then there is a minus here. That means subtraction.
Subtraction.
So the minus here means subtraction. So a variable term, the subtraction, and then to solve the equation, we want to isolate the variable. Okay? So for something like question 4, we want to isolate the variable. So we want to isolate x here. So then therefore, I want to isolate the variable. So I want to isolate x. So then first step, what I need to do is I want to -1 both sides.
Don't stop it. I said stop.
Therefore, I have 2x equals to -8. Then I have 2x equals to -8. I want to continue to isolate variable, so I divide it by 2 both sides. So then x equals to -4. So that's the variable. Okay, so let's do think and discuss.